Hi everyone. Today I have decided to go through what I call my odd tubes of watercolour. In other words, there's not enough of them that make up a whole set as such. They're just random ones that I bought for particular reasons at the time. And I'm just going to go through them all and see, do I want to keep them? Do I not want to keep them? And which ones will I put into my, let's just bring this back up again, into my painter's colour diary, watercolour diary. It's a really good chance for me to sort through my paints, look at what I've got and decide which ones I can give away, basically, to someone else that might appreciate them, but either they're not going to be my colour, or perhaps I've got several of the same colour but in different brands, and I will choose which one I prefer. So it's going to be quite a bit of a swatching session, not in my colour diary, because I can't do that until I have sorted through them all. So I think what I might have to do is move this slightly, so it probably is going to be out of shot, but I will let you know exactly what it is that I'm swatching each time. Let's see if we can move them without getting them too much out of order. So as I've still got a big space, let's see how we can do this. No, right, we need to move up a bit more, or move the camera back a bit more. Let's just see what we need to do here. So that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, we've got some water, we have got a cloth, and we have got my favourite Van Gogh size 8 round brush. And we will get swatching some of these and make decisions. So what have I got first? This is Van Gogh. It's by Royal Talons, and it's the titanium buff. It's their number 291. Does it give me the pigments? Ooh, may need my other glasses. It's PW6 and PBR7. So I will just write that down. So it's Van Gogh buff titanium. Okay, let's see how this, I think I'm going to cheat a bit actually and just do them from the tubes rather than, well, that is if I can get them open. Oh, there we go. Rather than using a palette. So let's just take some of this buff titanium. That's a very light buff titanium. Okay. That's not really what I would call buff titanium. It hasn't got quite enough colour to it. So I think we will be putting that in the You Can Go bag. Right, what have we got next? We have got Schmincke Horodam Naples Yellow, number 229. And the pigment on this one, does it give me the pigment? Ah, here we go, found it. PW6, PY53, and what does that one say? PBR 24. That's a red pigment. Okay, so let's see what this one is like. Oh, I need to write it down. So this is Schmincke. And it's the Naples yellow. So I'm going to put a... Nope, didn't want you on the Van Gogh one. Make sure my brush is clean. Let's see if we can get some of this Naples yellow out. Oh no, that's a very buttery. Oh, I don't mind that. That one maybe we will keep then. So that can go over on the other side. What have we got next? We have got, this is another Royal Talens, but it's the Rembrandt, which I think is a slightly more higher grade than the Van Gogh. So Naples yellow red, and it's number 224. And where can we find the pigments on this one for anyone that's interested? Oh, here we go, found it. So this is PY42, PO43 and PW6. I'm not going to write them on here, I will when I put them in my... These are really tough to undo. Some of these have been sat here for quite some time. In fact, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to undo that one. Oh, there we go. Got it. Brute force, as they say. So this is Naples yellow red, and it's Rembrandt. I haven't spelt that right, but never mind. This is purely for me to experiment with and decide which I'm going to keep and which I'm not. It's a big job going through all the paints that I have, but I've decided that I really am not using all of them, and I'd rather give them to someone that will. Actually, I do quite like that. I think both of those might make quite nice mixing colours. Okay, we'll hang on to you. What have I got next? What was that one? Oh, let's do this one next. So this is a Winsor and Newton Professional watercolour as opposed to the Cotman, and it is Winsor yellow. And stick my glasses on. PY154. So this one is Winsor yellow. So Winsor yellow. If it looks like this is going to be too long a video, I might do it into 2 parts. Gosh, that's squeezed out too much there. Oh, is that going to be my kind of colour? I'm not really that keen on bright yellows all the while. But maybe I should keep one in my stash in case I ever do need it, and I guess if I'm going to keep one, that's probably not a bad one to keep, so we'll hang on to that. Then we have got another Winsor and Newton Professional Yellow Ochre, and where is our pigment on this one? PY43. See if you're going to open. Yep, eventually. I think these little Winsor and Newtons came as a set, and I've probably, oh, I forgot to write it down. I've probably, we might shorten it to W and N, and it was Yellow Ochre. Yeah, I've probably used the other little ones and not ever got round to using these. To be fair, that's a nice yellow ochre. So let's hang on to you. Moving on to some greens now. Winsor and Newton Professional Green Gold. And there's the pigment on this one. PY129. So Winsor and Newton Green Gold. Oh, that one opens okay. That's very nice. I obviously bought these for a reason. I'm hoping that they will be nice. Okay, let's pop green gold on the to keep pile. And then we will move on to, this one is a Van Gogh by Royal Talons. It is the olive green, number 620. And the pigments are PG7 and PY154. So we need to write Van Gogh olive green. Let's have a go with you and see what you come out like. It's probably not the best way to do it really, just squeezing it out of the tube, but to be fair, I'm doing this for speed. Because this is the last of my watercolour tubes. I'm going to keep that. I quite like that as an olive green. That's not too shabby. And then we've got another Van Gogh by Royal Talons, turquoise green, number 661. And the pigment is PB15 and PB29. Okay, it's got ultramarine in it. Oh, that one's stiff. There we go. Just goes to show how much I haven't used these. They were obviously quite a favourite at one point, but Actually, that is quite pretty. I can see why I bought it. Let's write down what that was. That was Van Gogh turquoise green. Okay. Then I seem to have 3 tubes. 3 tubes of dusk yellow, but it looks like it's a green colour. Anyway, it's Van Gogh by Royal Talens. It's number 230. It's got a granulating symbol on it. And the pigment is PBK11 and PY128. So let's take the one that hasn't got much left in it and see what Van Gogh Dusk Yellow is like. Ooh, I can see why I like it. I can see why I have 3 tubes. Why haven't I got that in any of the palettes I'm using at the moment? Okay, we will keep that one too. So we've already got the Van Gogh olive green. This is the SAA olive green, number 309. Society for All Artists, that stands for. I am a member of that, the SAA. Where are our pigments? Okay. Ooh. Is that how they do their pigments? Okay, pigment. Disazothalocyanine amorphous carbon. Whatever that means. Okay, well that just sounded like gobbledygook. Never mind. I guess it's only really if you're a member of the Society for All Artists, the SAA, that you're likely to buy this colour. This is their own brand of watercolour. But that is a rather lovely olive green. In fact, it's nicer than the Van Gogh, isn't it? Right, let's ditch the Van Gogh and keep, if I can get the lid back on, keep the SAA one. So that's SAA olive green. So we're not keeping that one. Let me just find and go olive green. Right, we will swap that out. Right, I think that's all the greens done. I might just, because of the colour of my water, let's move on to some browns next. So this is another SAA, and it is burnt sienna. Number 202, and the pigment is calcined iron oxide. Okay, it's quite interesting that they name the pigment rather than giving it like the pigment number. maybe that's for the good, I don't know. Maybe we'd all get to know them a bit better. So let's see what this SAA burnt sienna is like. Well, that's okay, but we'll hang on, hold fire, because we have another burnt sienna. So I have two of those. Are they the same? Okay, we have the Van Gogh burnt sienna, which is number 411, and pigment PR, is it 101? Yes, I thought I remembered that, but had to double check. So this is Van Gogh burnt sienna. Let's compare these two and decide which we are going to prefer. Oh, well, personally, I am preferring the Van Gogh to the SAA this time, the other way around. Okay, so let's keep the Van Gogh burnt sienna, and we will ditch the SAA, because given a choice, I am always going to go with the burnt sienna. Oh my gosh, I just have to bring this up and show you what the dusky yellow is doing. Isn't that gorgeous? I can see why I ended up with 3 tubes of that. Anyway, I will bring all the others up once I've done them in any case. So let's move on to burnt umber. And it seems I have got all three different types of burnt umber. So let's start with the Winsor and Newton Cotman, or actually no. Right, I'm going to make a decision here, because I have got the Winsor and Newton Cotman, but I've also got the Winsor and Newton Professional. And as this is more artist rather than student grade, I'm going to put the Cotman in my giveaway bag, and I'm going to keep and swatch the Winsor and Newton Professional. So let's just write these down. We've got burnt umber, which is Winsor and Newton Professional. For those of you that are interested, is this another PR 101? Let's have a little look. Yes, it has PR 101, but it also has PBR 7 and PY 42 in it. So let's see what Winsor and Newton's burnt umber is like. The professional one, anyway. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I quite like that, but let's compare it to, we have the Van Gogh. I seem to have 2 tubes of this. So I must have been fond of it at one point. Burnt umber number 409, Van Gogh by Royal Talons, and it's PBR 7 for this one. This one's tough. No, got it. There we go. I'm realising I'm moving this around a lot to make it easier for me to paint, but that probably means I might have put it out of shot, but we will see. Oh dear. No. Okay. That really isn't anywhere near as good as the Winsor and Newton burnt umber, so I'm going to keep the Winsor and Newton one and give away the others. How are we doing on our browns? We have next got some raw umber by the SAA, Society for All Artists. It's number 206 and it's a natural iron oxide. That's the pigment. So maybe we will put that one up here. SAA raw umber. And then I think I might change my water. Oh, that's all right. I don't mind that colour. We will hang on to that one. The last of our browns is, whose is this? Sennelier. Croaky, Sennelier, and this is Van Dyke Brown, number 407 in their series of paints, and it's PR 101. So Sennelier. Van Dyke Brown. Okay, let's get some of this Van Dyke Brown then. Oh, that's a lovely brown. Okay, we like that. We will hang on to that. Right. Let's just rinse my brush out. And let's do a swap and get some more water in. So let's, there we go. Right, I think I'm going to move on to, I'll let that dry. We're going to move on to another sheet of paper and let's have a look at our blues to start off with. So we've got student grade Winsor and Newton Cotman Cerulean, and that is, does it have a number? Can't see a number. Can we find a pigment? Let's have a little look. Oh, hold on. Number 139. PB 15. Okay. So, Winsor and Newton Cotman Cerulean. Or Cerulean. I guess people pronounce that one different ways, don't they? Let's have a go. Let's see if we can get this lid off. Oh, it's going to be a tough one. You don't want to budge, do you? Right, okay. I'm going to leave that one for a minute because I might have to run that under the hot tap, do a bit of a pause. So I'm going to come back to it and move on to, what is this? Cobalt turquoise. This is a Rembrandt. Okay, I've written that one down. Are you going to open? Yes. Oh, I have to say that's looking like a good colour before I even start. It looks like my kind of turquoise in the tube. Nearly put that in the wrong place. There we go. Oh, I like that very much. Yes. Okay. You are a keeper. We can go back over there. What have we got now? Cobalt blue. This is a Van Gogh cobalt blue. Its number is 512. And where's our pigments? PB23 PW6. Yep. Okay. Oh no, that one opens really easy. So let's get a little bit of that one out and see what their cobalt blue is like. We need some more water. Oh, that's rather pretty as a cobalt blue. Like that. We will hang on to that. What have we got next? Oh, sorry about that. Right, French ultramarine. We've got two French ultramarines. We've got the SAA and we've got Winsor and Newton Professional. So that's Winsor and Newton Professional French ultramarine, and then we've got SAA French ultramarine. So let's see how we go with these. I'm quite impressed that apart from one so far, I've actually been able to get the lids off, because these have actually been sitting for quite some time in the bottom of a box. Oh, wow. That's lovely. Let's compare it then. If I can get that lid back on. There we go. With the SAA one. Which, to be fair, is pretty nice as well. I don't use French ultramarine that much. I prefer cobalt blue usually, but it's always handy to have, so we will hang on to them. Next, we've got a couple of indigos. So we've got Winsor and Newton Cotman indigo, and we've got the Van Gogh indigo. So Winsor and Newton Cotman Indigo and Van Gogh Indigo. All right, let's start with the Winsor and Newton. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. I can see another indigo there. Never mind, we'll do these first. So this is the Winsor and Newton Cotman Indigo. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you there. It's number 322. And the pigments on this one, PBK7, PB29 and PB15. The pigments on the Van Gogh for indigo are PB15 and PBK6. Okay. And it's number 533, the Van Gogh. What's another one that's tough? Got it. Oh. Now, which do I prefer? I think the Van Gogh is probably a bit nicer than the Winsor and Cotman. Okay, but we also have Lukas Indigo, number 1122, PR176, PB15:1, PBK7. Okay. Let's see what the Lukas Indigo is like. Oh, okay. Out of all of them, I think I like the Lukas the best. So I'm going to hang on to the Lukas and I'm going to put the other two for giving away. Our last blue then, other than the cerulean, is the SAA Nordic Blue. I made a mess, never mind. We're just doing a really rough swatch out here to make decisions on what to keep and what not to keep. So the Nordic Blue is number 112, potassium, ferric, oh good grief, ferrocyanide, copper and phthalocyanine. So it's obviously got a phthalo blue in it. Let's see what you're like. Oh. Now that is a rather nice colour, different to anything else that I've got.